Sono 100.000 voci che hai fatto innamorare.
Torino away is Roma's first engagement. We'll look at the Real Madrid lineup and plenty of familiar names. The real standout in terms of a player appearing for the first time in this tournament is Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, we did their first game, the first ICC game, John, this summer, and it was a Real Madrid under-23 side. Great for the kids, but, you know, we want to see some of the bigger stars. Obviously, the season round the corner, so Ramos, the protagonist, is back in. Very strong going forward with Isco, Bale, Asensio and Karim Benzema, who's had some game time on this trip.
And a thought from you, Craig, as well on this Roma lineup. The old warhorse, 35-year-old Daniele De Rossi anchoring things, and Edin Dzeko scored 24 goals last season up top.
Edin Dzeko's always been a player I've really liked. He did a great season against last year. Particularly, I like that goal he scored at Stamford Bridge when he took it on the volley. Absolutely fabulous. Obviously, talk about replacing De Rossi, and Zonzi was mentioned. It's been Wanyama in the papers today. Cristante coming in on loan from Atalanta, Pastore in from PSG, and the experienced two linemen in Perotti and El Shaarawy. This is a good-looking Roma side, so they'll be looking to have a strong season again this year, the same as they did both domestically and in Europe last year.
Well, we got a glimpse of the two captains at the toss of the coin, Daniele De Rossi and Sergio Ramos, with 288 international caps between them. And looking around the stadium, there are an awful lot of white shirts. Real Madrid supporters certainly in a fairly overwhelming majority here. And in terms of colours, well, is this a portent of the likely results? Roma silver, Real Madrid something approximating to gold. Two assistant referees just completing their checks at either end of the pitch, now back in position. Glance at the watch from Mark Geiger. A shrill peep of his whistle, and away we go with Roma playing from the right in this first half and looking immediately for Alex Kolarov. Edin Dzeko getting a touch. Toni Kroos having to come in and try and sort things out. Then Isco is dispossessed by Brian Cristante. So with the league season drawing nearer, do we anticipate slightly more tempo than perhaps in some of the earlier games in this competition?
I think so, and I think if that opening 30 seconds was anything to go by, then yes.
Real Madrid head home directly after the game. They fly out of Newark, New Jersey later on tonight. Straight back on an Iberia flight to Madrid to continue their build-up towards the European Super Cup, which is 8 days from now in Tallinn, Estonia. And to help their tune-up, they host AC Milan at the Bernabeu on Saturday. Roma's next engagement is the start of the real business, and that game in Turin a week on Sunday. Here's Bale. Outside of the boot. Lovely ball. Chance for Asensio. Super goal. And whilst he finished it wonderfully well, what about the setup from the gilded outside of Gareth Bale's boot?
Well, Roma, John, come out with a high press, high energy. Real bit about them at the start of this game, but we talked about Bale before the game. We've done the last couple of Real Madrid ICC games, and he has been absolutely, looks as if he's got a weight off his shoulders that Ronaldo's not at the club anymore. It was an absolutely gorgeous ball by the outside of the foot, in behind Marcano, and then listen, you've got to have somebody making the run as well. Asensio with a great run, and he is a composed young individual player. What a great goal.
Super start for Real Madrid, and it's lifted the crowd, who were pretty firm anyway, fueled in part by the frustration of a half-hour weather delay, which put the kickoff back to 8:30 Eastern this evening. It was scheduled for 8 p.m. And thunder and lightning, fair amount of rain. It's the lightning that was the problem.
Do you know, when you think Gareth Bale, you think pace, power, strength, driving with the ball, running in behind. Yes, all of that. Super goals like we saw in the Champions League final last year. But there's another string to his ball.
And at the other end, here's Dzeko, and that looked like a hand that he used to control the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if he mistimed it a little bit or it just skipped off the surface. Not where he thought it was going.
Too much on that for Carvajal's liking. A seasoned Kolarov with this throw. Pastore. And away by Sergio Ramos. Five in the box here for Roma. Kolarov. Had to run a long way. Javier Pastore with the ball, recently signed from Paris Saint-Germain. By Ramos. Kolarov. Now De Rossi, in his 18th season in Roma's colours. Interestingly, in the build-up to this game, when interviewed, he sowed a seed for a possible future destination, saying that he would always envisage finishing his playing career in the United States, in MLS. And that this might well be his final season with Roma. Pastore. Looking for Dzeko. Fielded comfortably by Keylor Navas. Reguilon.
I was thinking about Keylor Navas there, John, thinking about how the transfer gossip would affect him, but he probably gets it every year, doesn't he?
I think so. Usually it's David De Gea, but this time it's Courtois, and it seems more likely to happen. Here's Bale. Thibaut Courtois, who's not been to Chelsea training the last 2 days, has been summoned to a disciplinary meeting. Whether he ever gets to attend it is a moot point. A fee of 35 million euros being talked about. Offside against Gareth Bale.
Slightly disconcerting how easy it was to get this little ball threaded down through the channel between full-back and centre-back. Certainly the referee's assistant had to flag up quite early.
Dzeko. Kolarov, the two former Manchester City men combining. Stefan El Shaarawy. Florenzi. Isco. Pastore with a touch for Dzeko. Real Madrid living a little dangerously there. Isco. Benzema. Toni Kroos. Dani Carvajal. Dani Ceballos. Isco. Bale's off after that. And they have to play for a corner. Kroos to Isco. Asensio. Ceballos. Benzema. Asensio. And all the way back by Ramos. Karim Benzema. Dani Carvajal. Now the German Kroos. Florenzi covering. Ramos. Bale. And again, Gareth Bale. Spectators rising from their seats whenever he gets possession. Carvajal. And Kolarov trying to tidy. .22 now, Alex Kolarov, off the back of a World Cup campaign with Serbia. Nacho. Clearly tripped. It was Cristante.
Well, clearly Real Madrid have settled into this game much the better. The passing sharper, the movement's excellent as well. The rotation is superb. The only thing that's really set fair is the back four. Centre-half stay where they are, full-back stay where they are. Toni Kroos, Kinney stays where they are. Benzema stays through the middle. The rest, John, they all rotate. They've all got a freedom to go and pick up nice little positions.
Benzema. Reguilon to Kroos. Too strong from the German World Cup midfielder. World Cup winner 4 years ago. There's Eusebio Di Francesco, at the start of his second season at the helm of Roma. Always a voluble presence. Nacho back to Navas, and supposedly back to Nacho, but not so. Pastore. El Shaarawy. Again, Javier Pastore. De Rossi looking for Kolarov this time. Helped on its way by Reguilon. Ceballos. Carvajal. Bale on his way very early. Marcano has the problem. Bale, chance, goal. Just like that. The platform is all his this season. And he intends to shine and glitter in the spotlight.
Well, he's absolutely loving this pre-season, Gareth Bale. You want a guy who can stay clear of injury. You want a guy who can produce in the big occasion. It's him. But listen, I go back to the Champions League semi-final with this Roma side, and I know there's a heck of a difference. Champions League semi-final, ICC Cup. But they on that particular occasion left so much room in behind the fullbacks for this type of run. Now, when you're playing against teams that are pacey, once Gareth Bale gets Marcano lined up 1 against 1 here, I'm thinking he hasn't got a chance, because he can take him down the outside or he can cut back inside onto his favoured left foot. It was just way too easy for him there, as it was way too easy for Liverpool at Anfield in the Champions League semi-final. OK, this is a friendly, John, but that was far too open.
Crowd now settling back into their seats. There's no question that the huge majority of those inside MetLife Stadium tonight are here to watch and support Real Madrid. On Saturday, by the way, the International Champions Cup concludes on ESPN News and ESPN Deportes with Atletico Madrid against Inter. That's at 3 Eastern, live from Madrid. The match also streaming on the ESPN app, so in fact you can watch it anywhere.
Kolarov wants to attack. We know that. He's a very good attacking fullback, but he's not the quickest anymore. And if he pushes forward there, then you can bend a run in behind.
Benzema has been picked out here. No appeals from the Real Madrid striker as he went over. And this cue from De Rossi. And that will cost a corner.
Actually, Kolarov there was in a much better starting position, so he was able to get in behind, but once he pushes 10 yards further up, then that ball in behind, the fullback's not getting there.
Isco on the corner duty this time to Dani Ceballos. Here's Kroos. Carvajal. Nacho. Goal kick. So a chance tonight to enjoy Roma, and there'll be plenty more this season. ESPN delighted to announce today that for the next 3 years we will be airing exclusive live coverage of Italy's Serie A across our platforms. Many of the games will be on the streaming service ESPN Plus, with one match every weekend on linear TV. First up, 5 broadcast will be Roma's fixture at Torino. A week on Sunday, that'll be on ESPN News and ESPN Deportes. And then week 2, Saturday the 25th on ESPN2, a first chance to watch Cristiano Ronaldo in action as Juventus take on Lazio. This is Kroos. And now it's Carvajal. Both these sides with a win and a defeat coming into their concluding fixture in the 2018 International Champions Cup. Roma beaten heftily by Tottenham, and then in the end relatively comfortable victors over Barcelona with 3 late goals. The flag is up against Asensio.
Just love the way they're springing out from the back there. You could just see Kolarov was just slightly deeper than the 2 centre-halves, and I think he just about got away with that.
Pastore. Dzeko. Diego Perotti. Cristante. Florenzi. Dzeko was waiting for it, and fortuitously Navas gets to gather it.
I don't think you could have blamed the goalkeeper here if he had completely spilled that, bearing in mind the 2 defenders almost make a mess of it in front of him.
Free kick to Real Madrid. Without question, the gold standard when it comes to winning European trophies. Champions of that continent 4 of the last 5 seasons and 13 times in all. This is Benzema. Now it's Bale. And ultimately, it's a free kick in Roma's favour. Federico Fazio. His fellow Argentine Perotti. Kolarov. Cross was early and just beyond El Shaarawy, and it's Alessandro Florenzi letting fly, and he has scored from greater distances than that in his time. Cristante, one of a clutch of new acquisitions for Roma. They've brought in 13 players so far and released 11. Laid out 86 million euros and taken in 101 million. And by all accounts, they're not done yet. They thought that they'd signed the Bordeaux winger Malcolm, the Brazilian, only for Barcelona to snaffle him from beneath their noses, but they're on the trail of Tottenham's Victor Wanyama now. Bale. It's Pastore. Kano to Kolarov to Perotti. And that should be and is Real Madrid's ball. Roma a distant third in Serie A last season. 18 points behind the serial title winners, Juventus. And also a good distance behind second place, Napoli. They will be in the Champions League again this season, having reached the semi-final last season. Knocking out Barcelona along the way.
Edin Dzeko gone for a press, but that was the classic. Nobody went with him.
Carvajal. Held by De Rossi. Here's Kolarov. Long and early towards El Shaarawy. And Keylor Navas out on an adventure, but the flag was up for offside anyway. Bale. Kroos. Benzema. Kroos went down after a challenge with Cristante. Sergio Ramos. Kroos. And the worse for that coming together. Carvajal. Asensio. Ramos. And offside against Bale. The International Champions Cup on ESPN is presented by Heineken. Open your world. Enjoy responsibly. And in part by Audi. Edin Dzeko. Nice ball, Kolarov. 3 up with him. Wasn't the best of first touches.
No, there was almost an argument for him just whipping that in first time, John. Nice and early. Don't give the defenders time to set. We know he's good enough. Great left foot. There's the earlier bit of skill that got the crowd up. The offside flag was up. Navas wasn't to know that. The interesting thing is, if Courtois is to come in, and it's a big if, you know, I've seen Navas already play some excellent balls out the back with his feet. You're probably going Duff one here now that I've mentioned it. There you go. Can Courtois do that? That's the big question. He'll be asked to.
Well, Navas was the launching point for this attack. Baton taken up by Bale. Reguilon. And outstretched the right leg of Florenzi. De Rossi. It is a good point that you made, Craig. I mean, how much, if at all, of an upgrade is Courtois?
A necessity? No, and we've talked. I almost feel that we're repeating this every ICC game, and Navas must be sick of it every year as well. But he's won Champions Leagues at this football club. He's won trophies, and listen, he's been a big part of it. And you will have to play out with the ball at your feet a lot when you're at Real Madrid. And I know we're talking about a goalkeeper, but it's part of the game now, whether we like it or not. And I don't think Courtois is particularly strong in that department.
Kroos.
See, Roma are not too bad, John, when they're set like this. It's when they go trying to win the ball. And when Cristante and Pastore push up, when the fullbacks push up a little bit, when Real Madrid have been able to play around them, it's left De Rossi, and they play it with pace, it's left De Rossi on his own in there. 35, doesn't matter if you're 25 or 21, you can't cope with that kind of pace. So if you go to win it back, you better damn sure make sure you put enough pressure on.
This is Bale. Florenzi read his intention. Asensio was lurking. He's been beaten twice, but we've not actually had much cause to mention Roma's goalkeeper, the Swede Robin Olsen, who is another of their close season acquisitions. Played at the World Cup for Sweden. And he is the man with big boots to fill, with Alisson having gone for significant money to go and play for Liverpool. Javier Pastore and Kolarov. De Rossi.
He's a very elegant player, Pastore, isn't he?
He is. He was always a treat at PSG. 5 years there.
Real Madrid have used the diagonal to take about 5 or 6 Roma players out of the game sometimes, and it's usually to Carvajal.
Reguilon. And we're going to have a hydration break. 30 minutes on the clock, and Di Francesco's Roma trailing to goals by Asensio and Bale, and he doesn't look wildly impressed.
He's cutting a frustrated figure. This is the first one. Asensio in behind. Great timing of the run, looked level. The ball was even better from Gareth Bale, outside of the left foot. Don't come much better than this. Just that you cannot place it any better than that. It's got enough pace on it, it's got a little bit of check spin on it, and then you've got a quality youngster in Asensio to finish it off. He scored some big goals for one so young in his career. And then we're talking about the full-backs pushing forward. There's that ball in behind it. It caught Roma out a few times last year, leaving the centre-back one-on-one. OK, you might say, don't show him on his left foot, because that's his strong foot. You show him inside, he's going to take you on the outside, because he's just so quick, and he's so quick running with the ball. Once he comes inside, just a couple of extra touches, good night and God bless. And at the moment, Real Madrid are getting the run of this game. They are completely controlling the middle of the pitch, John.
International Champions Cup drawing towards a conclusion for 2018, the last but one of 27 matches. And the way the table looks, because there is a winner of ICC, Tottenham atop, And Inter need to win by 4 goals at Atletico Madrid on Saturday to deny them this year's ICC crown.
Tottenham going to win it.
It's looking that way.
So, bearing in mind this is a club we often talk about as broadcasters, as ESPN FC, our soccer show on during the week, we talk about, what is it, they were in the semi-final of the FA Cup again last year and they lost for the 8th straight FA Cup semi-final. So if you're stretching it a bit, you can say, well, they've won the ICC.
So now they've got that winning habit, Craig. Yeah, as you say, if you're stretching it a bit.
Yeah, I'm obviously very much tongue-in-cheek there, but no. Tottenham are a club who haven't really signed any players, but certainly see what happens with them this season. But the Roma coach did look a bit dejected there, and we'll put it down to pre-season a little bit, but they just ran round them in midfield.
Well, everyone having a good time here, as I'm sure they will be at the Bank of California Stadium on Saturday. And also, if you're watching on ESPN Plus, because we've got LAFC and Sporting Kansas City live at 10:30 Eastern on Saturday in MLS. The match is also streaming live on the app. So do start your free trial of ESPN Plus now. Pastore. Dzeko. Florenzi. El Shaarawy. And then Asensio back to Reguilón, the young left-back who's started 2 of the 3 games in the ICC for Real Madrid. A chance for him to make an impact on a new coach in Lopetegui.
Him and Ceballos have had a lot of game time, haven't they?
They have, and Llorente as well.
Yeah.
Young midfielder who's caught your eye, I know.
I think it's hard not when you see youngsters at clubs of this ilk. They don't really catch your eye. Most of them do. It's just difficult to get game time when it comes round to the regular season. So much pressure on coaches.
And the regular season is not now far removed. El Shaarawy in towards Dzeko, just behind him. You've tuned in thinking, why are they still in the first half of a game that kicked off at 8:05 Eastern time? The answer is that we had a half-hour weather delay. The spectators who come into the main bowl of the stadium were asked to disappear indoors, sought refuge in the bars. As the storm passed. Kroos. Asensio. Reguilón. Isco to Kroos again. Benzema, shooting opportunity. Comfortable height for the save for Robin Olsen.
They've worked these opportunities around the fringes of the box so well, John. Just the quick passing. 1-2s into Bale or Benzema. One of them plays off the other. Bale plays the ball, goes for the little 1-2 back, drags the defender away. That opens up for Benzema. Comfortable save, though.
Bale and Benzema. Close proximity, Bale's touch. Lights of MetLife Stadium, and of course of the Giants and the Jets. Ceballos. Bale. Carvajal. Benzema. Asensio. Carvajal. And Asensio, they appeal for hands. The referee says no. And Roma breathe again.
Yeah, I think Benzema would have thrown himself at that had it been a competitive game, John. I get a chance to look at it again. There's a high. Oh, that's. We're seeing a little bit of Sergio Ramos here in action. I might be wrong, and I stand corrected. But you watch the right arm come out here. Challenge comes in. Yep. Right arm flicks back in. No need for it. Absolutely no need for that whatsoever. He's renowned for it. Right? He's made the challenge. He's won the ball.
Kolarov. And touched wide by Pastore. Defending includes many of the dark arts, and Sergio Ramos has mastered plenty of them.
He's a bit unlucky there. Yeah, he can't help himself. He cannot help himself. It was certainly, he knew what he was doing there.
This will come for Dzeko. Ramos involved this time, and he's very quick to tell Dzeko to get up. Mark Geiger, the referee, having none of it.
Yeah, he's correct on that occasion. That was a bit, that was pathetic from Dzeko, let's be honest. Realised he wasn't getting there, fell over. Look, always looks what's in slow motion. There you go. Didn't even look bad in slow motion.
Perotti.
On the fringes. Him and El Shaarawy have been on the fringes. I tell you why, because Real Madrid have been so good in possession at getting everybody narrow. Kroos, Ceballos, Asensio, Isco, Bale, and those little passes 5-10 yards around the corner have dragged the two wider players in, then they hit the diagonal like that.
Carvajal. It's even Marcano. As it is again. De Rossi. El Shaarawy. Bale. Very nearly played us go through. It could have been a foul by Cristante. Geiger now halting proceedings to check on the well-being or otherwise of Marco Asensio. Real Madrid so far in this tournament, defeated by Manchester United in Miami and then victorious 3-1 against Juventus at FedEx Field the other night. Pastore trying to hunt down Isco. Another nibble. Dani Ceballos. Now Danny Carvajal. Bale. Kroos. Coming up on the Ally half-time report. First half stats and analysis. A look at the sights and sounds of the 2018 International Champions Cup, and we'll check in with the panel from ESPN FC. Given away by Fazio. Ceballos.
I'm really not sure what Fazio was trying to do there. He just sort of lumps this ball back into the centre of the park. Nobody comes out to close down Ceballos, and I think Olsen might have it covered there. Decent effort.
Benzema. Isco. Here's Bale. Didn't catch it. They've detected the wave in the background. It's hard to avoid.
I have to say, John, I think some of Real Madrid's play in this first half has been absolutely superb. They've been sharp, the passing has been incisive, it's been quick. There's always 2 or 3 players within an area, a distance of each other. They can play the quick passes. They've looked dangerous every time they go forward. They've hit lots of switchy plays. Been absolutely terrific.
This is Benzema, their experienced spearhead. That'll be a goal kick.
I love how the crowd have just done a wave and then they applaud it.
They've given themselves 10 out of 10 for that wave. Kolarov. Fourth official. Any constant time with the board this evening. Many of Real Madrid substitutes have been doing some very gentle limbering up behind the left-hand goal. Do we assume those are the ones that are coming on at the start of the second half? We'll see. There will no doubt be the usual flurry. 8 of them being put through their paces at the moment. Here's Dzeko. But it didn't reach him. It was largely down to Sergio Ramos. Kolarov. Roma largely outplayed. Dzeko, though. And a corner.
He's taken it right in the face here, Carvajal, unfortunately. Dzeko just tried to chest it down to get the strike away, but just had a poor bit of control, and then strike against the... Doesn't look too bad.
So a corner kick to conclude the half. And it breaks for Asensio. Isco. Geiger has checked his watch and blows now at the midway point of this 2018 International Champions Cup fixture at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Gareth Bale has been the star turn. He set up the first. He scored the second. We have plenty to discuss.
You know, sometimes I think it's not the greatest start, but it's what you do with the possession. And Real Madrid certainly were very clinical and very incisive with the ball. They had a lot of possession, as you see, 70%. And let's see if that changes come the second half.
All set to go for that second period. There have been a cluster of substitutions, particularly from AS Roma. Patrick Schick is on. Just Manolas. Lorenzo Pellegrini is slotted into midfield. Maxime Gonalon, 2. Justin Kluivert, the son of the famous Dutch striker Patrick Kluivert, is out there as well. And they've also made a change in goal, where Antonio Mirante is on to replace Robin Olsen. Sanchez has come on at centre-back for Real Madrid, who are in the orange kit. He's taking the place of Sergio Ramos, in possession now. Here's Asensio. It's one of the first half goals. Reguilon. Isco back to Javi Sanchez once again. Bale still out there. Benzema still with us. A little behind the others in terms of tuning up for the new domestic season. And come back later than most of his colleagues from the World Cup. And Spain went nowhere near as far as they'd hoped. Carvajal losing out to Kluivert. He was held back, and Mark Geiger, the American referee, is on the spot to give the free kick. Sergio Di Francesco, full of directions, full of barked instructions, former winger with the club, which was part of the team that was the last to win the Serie A title under the guidance of Fabio Capello in 2001. Rob at pace. Asensio. Bale. Pellegrini. Dani Ceballos. Is also out there for Real Madrid. Still taking the place of Toni Kroos.
Toni Kroos, who was just a bit involved in everything in that first half, almost all went through him. He just anchored the centre of that midfield.
It's just Manolas. International, who got that extraordinary deciding goal to knock Barcelona out of the Champions League at the quarter-final stage last season. Javi Sanchez. Llorente. Carvajal. And Florenzi. Being tugged back in stages. And out comes the first yellow card. And Ceballos.
Yeah, we saw 2 or 3 yellow cards in the ICC game the other day. Who did? My memory's not great. Real Madrid and who?
Oh, Juventus.
Sorry, how can I forget? It was just a sign of old age there, John, isn't it? Can't remember. Anyway, there was some stupid yellow cards from nothing friendly, but that one was, it was a little bit cynical, a lot cynical.
Pastore. Still seeking the same wavelength as many of his new teammates. Ceballos. Llorente rattles it forward to Isco. Now Bale. Carvajal. Nacho. Dzeko. Dzeko with an even bigger partner out there now in the Czech Republic international, Patrick Schick. With their full squad here. -5 players who went deep into the World Cup. No Varane, no Modric, no Kovacic, who's now in dispute with the club, we learn, and refusing to train. And the 2 Brazilians, Casemiro and Marcelo, also missing.
And the Modric to Inter Milan story is still not going away, John.
No. But the Kovacic to Chelsea most likely, or less probably Manchester City or Milan, seems to have legs, short-term legs, likely to happen before too long.
You mentioned Shikon as a big man to help out with Edin Dzeko, but he's pretty much playing off this right-hand side, so maybe they're looking to be able to hit some big diagonals out there and get some runners to go off him.
Reguilón. Schick, Pastore. And Madrid work it out in the end. Ceballos. Cast away. Nonchalant flick to Florenzi. Dzeko's clear in the middle. Manolas. With the pass forward, it took a Real Madrid touch. It'll be a Roma throw. More substitutions. 4 in total, all being made by Real Madrid. Isco being applauded off to start with.
Yeah, he's been, well, goes without saying, he's been excellent again. The control of the football has been astounding. He's very rarely miscontrols the ball, gives it away.
So Borja Mayoral is on.